Hey friends, what's going on there? This is David Potts with Song Notes, and today I'm pumped to be bringing you a riff lesson where I'm going to show you how to play the sort of intro and verse riff that you hear in Nirvana's song, All Apologies. This is a great recognizable riff. It's fun to play. You're kind of only on a few frets up here, so it's not too hard, not too much moving around, and you can do a super beginner-friendly version. Or you can sort of add a bit more of some droning bass note stuff to give it a more full sound. I'm going to show you all that and more, but let's dive on in. Just remember, check out my website, playsongnotes.com, if you want to find the notes and tabs for this. Now, out of the gate, simple version. If you just want to play the sort of recognizable part of this riff, simplest possible version, here's what it looks like, okay? Our home bass is going to be 9th fret on the 5th string with our index finger, okay? So check this out. Okay, so that's the sort of easiest possible version. I'm playing one note at a time. I'm never playing the low E string, so never play that. And basically, fret-wise, you saw what I did there. It's basically, there's a common pattern here, where on the 5th string and on the 4th string, I'm always going between 9, 10, and 12, okay? And when I do that, I do 9 with my index finger, 10 with my middle finger, and I slide up to 12 with my middle finger as well. So my middle finger sort of owns these frets, the 10th fret and the 12th fret, and my index finger owns the 9th fret. The only exception here is this sort of last measure, where I'm basically going from 11 to 9, and then down to 12 on the 3rd and then 4th string, okay? You also could just stay on the 3rd string and go 11 to 9 to 7, okay? But basically, understand that of these 4 measures, the 1st measure and the 3rd measure are the exact same thing. It's the 2nd measure and the 4th measure which are different. But again, just sort of practice it slow. Okay, that's the core melodic riff of the thing. Just play that again, look at the tab, note my fingers, and you'll be in good shape. It's all about sliding from that 10th to the 12th with your middle finger, okay? And then that last part, find the fingering that works for you, whether you're going like that or like that, okay? Now, but let's talk about the fun part of this, which is bringing in the sort of droning 6th string bass note. Now here's the key about tuning. You need to tune your guitar's low E string down a whole step, okay? So I'm in standard tuning, except for my low E string is a whole step down, so that would make it drop D tuning, okay? So basically, tune your low E string so it matches your 4th string. They're just an octave apart, all right? So you need to do that. And again, Nirvana has everything down a half step even further, as I noted before. But what this lets you do is some really fun stuff. Specifically, if you put your finger in that home bass note, and then you play the bass note at the same time, they're sort of in the D major chord there, so they sound nice and good together. And then what we can do is sort of play that first part of the riff while we're droning the bass note, just to see what I'm talking about here, how it sounds good. Okay, that's that first measure. And initially, I want you to sort of always play the 6th string along with the 5th string, just to give yourself an idea of how this sounds together. Just repeat that first measure to get used to it. Okay? And then I'll talk about how to bring in these sort of 2nd, 3rd, and 4th measures to make it work also. Now, we have the first one. And the 2nd measure, for this one, I'm actually not going to play the bass note with every strum, but I'm going to do it on that first strum, this first strum of the second measure where I'm going to the 4th string. I'm doing open, open, 12th, okay? And then I'm going to just stay on just the 4th string as far as my picking goes. Okay, so practice that. And then you put it together, those first 2 measures. more time. Okay, and then you repeat the first one again. And then for the fourth one, the trick is very similar. You start the same way. And then for this first strum, we're going to do open, open, open 11th. Strum those 4 notes at once. All right? But then for the rest of the notes after that strum, you're not going to strum the bass note. Right? And the reason I'm showing you all this is because when you're playing the riff, you want to give that bottom bass note like a constant presence, but you don't want to overdo it because it will sound bad for some of these. So here's the sort of ideal that I've worked out, the ideal way of strumming it. Specifically, you don't want to have the bottom bass note going in every strum. You kind of want to cherry pick it, but you don't want it to overwhelm things, okay? It's kind of like you want it at the party, but you don't want it to be the one making all the noise and taking all the attention. That would be distracting, so. All right, so basically that's how I play this song. So again, it's a matter of first learning this melody. And you can do that without tuning your low string down, okay, if you want. But then it's if you want to add that full sound, you basically you're gonna drone the bottom note some of the time, as I showed you earlier, but not do it too heavily. So that's all you need for this one. Guys, I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if there's any other Nirvana songs you'd like me to do lessons for. Definitely let me know. If there's one thing you can do to help me, it's to send this lesson to somebody who you think will appreciate it. It'll help get this channel in front of people who are looking to learn some songs on guitar, and that makes the world a better place. But otherwise, this has been David Potts. Make sure you check out the website, playsongnotes.com. And remember, I want you to pick up your guitar and play. Have a good one, my friends, and I'll see you around. Bye-bye.